when Trump got shot at, I said, he's trying to get the Latino votes because he got shot and went to work the next day.
Right. Yeah, I'm all right.
He's like, hey, I took a boy. Well, how come you got a Kotek on your ear, eh?
Hey, man, so with Erik Estrada, those that don't know, Erik Estrada years ago.
78.
Yeah, he remember that.
It was like today, like 100 degrees. And I look over, and this fool, Erik Estrada's got a leather, he wears that leather vest in all weather conditions. That has got a leather vest on with, these veneers from a bygone era. And he's going like this, like high noon. I said, I see you, puto. And he says, hey, people said, I said, yeah. I mean, everybody knows that you make fun. I said, yeah, so what about it? And he goes, you want to take a swing at me? I said, I'm not going to hit you, but if you want to hit me, I'll take whatever chips money you have left. Yeah. The green head I saw, I took a picture of this picture, and in the corner was a perfect square, and there was a green head in there, and it was kind of like this, and that was the one that made me get the house cleaned out the first time.
Really?
And even the lady that
went.
Like
the exercise?
Yeah, the lady that came was like, wow, it's an old house, but I would hear footsteps. I heard, good afternoon, like a couple months ago on a Saturday. Good afternoon. And I was like, and it's not from the outside because it's clear.
Right.
From the room that has all the guitars in there, the Van Halen stuff in there, like I think there's a presence in there. And that's where I heard good afternoon.
Big boy neighborhood. Hey, man, let me tell you, man. It's great to have a birthday celebration and George Lopez in the neighborhood be your gift.
Happy birthday,
thank you, bro. Thank you for coming down. I appreciate you, man. And he didn't come empty-handed. He handed me some keys. And I was like, dude, thank you. Then he was like, can you have Jose park this for me on the side? Hey, man, Jose been my buddy since high school, and he's been here for many years. And George knows Jose very well. Yeah. He walked in, he was like, you work here now?
Been here 7 years.
Yeah.
Who's that dude right there?
Yeah, man. But it's just a pleasure having you down, man. And we've celebrated so many birthdays together.
Yeah,
bro.
we have. I mean, I've known you a long, long time, man.
Yeah, man.
And, remember that time when I think my first show.
Wait, hold on. Which one you going to talk about?
When we pulled up to each other in nice cars.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, dude, we were rolling up, and I think I pulled up in, I think that's when I had it in my deal. I think I had a Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Yeah, and I pulled up, and he had I don't know what you were in.
Was that an
Porsche?
Escalade, a black No, I was in a Porsche.
Yeah, you was in a Porsche, and we just looked at each other and smiled. Like,
very nice.
We made it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't do Great Papon. We just passed each other mustard. Yeah, because DJ Mustard was there too.
And then it was like the Menendez brothers. He went one way, I went the other way. We didn't see each other forever.
Hey, man, but for real, welcome, man. And thank you for being here, bro.
And happy birthday. I mean,
I take that.
Yeah, I always look for things to find you. I'm going to find you something nice this year.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And you know what, man? I love gifts.
Yeah, no, you should.
Right? Yeah.
No, you should.
Because because I'm such a giver, and I mean, dude, like I take handwritten notes. I take, just something that's thoughtful.
What are the kids? What do the kids get you?
You know what, man? They know that I like handwritten notes. They'll get me something that then I'll get the credit card statement and see that I paid for it. So they give me something nice that I pay for, but I love a handwritten note, and they know it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that brings me to tears.
I mean, it's things you keep forever.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When you're married and things aren't going so well, and it's your birthday, you know that they got the gift at the airport when the hat has that little plastic thing where it hooks on the.
Oh yeah, where it's like on a display, like where it's just like hanging right there,
and it doesn't fit because it's not really. Or it's a hat, but it doesn't fit like a hat.
Got the low brim,
all straight, all flat back.
like the one I brought Quest back from Disneyland for his birthday. Yeah, it almost looks like a biker's hat. You know what I'm saying? Like a cycling hat.
Anything you can get at the airport, just get them back.
Yeah, man.
Some Dramamine.
Wow.
Here you go, Dad. Got you some Dramamine.
This is so beautiful. Like mixed nuts, huh?
This is the trail mix.
Yeah, this is beautiful. And you got 2 of them, so 2 for $13.
And it has M&M's in it.
I told George when I saw him before we came on, look at that. Hey, dude. You can't cut your hair now, George, bro. You can't.
From the back, it looks like, remember when they used to make a cake and then they put the frosting with a butter knife?
Hey, man, but I was asking, you don't go to like a salon to get your hair done? You just doing it at the crib?
No, I haven't cut my hair in 2 years.
Really, though?
Yeah.
Hey man, it's crazy. Do you ever trip off that you can grow your hair that long?
You know,
you got a gift of a hairline and nothing in the middle.
You know, God has, been deficient in my body in a lot of things. But it's the hair that, bad kidneys, potential opiate addictions, and it's hair.
Yeah, man.
My doctor goes, Ross, I think this is just, I've never really noticed this. I said, what is that? That you have a high propensity for opiate addiction. And I said, yeah, I think that. I'll go with that. I love pills.
Hey, man, but I think
we should make cocaine for elderly people, not as strong, just to get you out of the house.
Really?
You go to church, you go eat after. You know how nobody likes to go. and then you're out there. You go get communion. You're outside. What do you want to do now? Let's go eat.
Like just a lower dose of cocaine.
Just a lower dose. Like, hey, you're early. Me hijo me dio un poquito del polvo. I already went to the market.
Just a little boost.
Just a little boost. Not a lot. Just
nothing crazy addictive. Just like a stimulant, like a caffeine or.
And then imagine the senior living homes.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? Yeah, like you either getting in line for your meds or they bring it to you. You're like,
me and the other patients painted the hospital.
Get you a little bump. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can you imagine that's what you live for? Like, man, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow.
You go to church, grandma, go like this.
grandma.
Like that, yeah, from the inside. Shut up.
Hey, George, do you welcome getting older?
No, man. I mean,
oh my God.
No,
I shouldn't ask the question.
No, you know why? If you figure, I've never been old before, but you know why? Pinche viejitos, all they whistle. They whistle to break up the silence. You sit into this house all alone.
Oh, man.
You're like, chingao, man. Listen, you know how old I am? I've already had made love to women early in my life that have been dead for 20 years.
Hey, man.
Like, I liked older women when I was in my 20s, and when I was one that was like 43. Está muerta la cabrona. Should be 107 right now.
Hey, man.
Está Judy? No, murió in 91.
Hey, man, I love what you said. I've never been old before.
I've never been old.
Yeah.
Hey, I used to make fun of people when they had fallen and couldn't get up.
Oh, yeah.
And I fell and I couldn't get up. You know what? There's nothing funny about that shit, man. My arm was behind my, like it was back over here. And dogs, so they said, hey, you got to teach your dogs. My dogs just looked at me. They went back to their places, man. Like, I don't know. There's nobody in there.
Hey, man, yeah, they tell you got to teach your dog like alerts and all kind of stuff, bro.
Gosh.
They say, hey, I think your neighbor's decomposing. I'll go check them out.
Hey, man, and you're so documented, though, too. Yeah,
you can see, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are extremely documented.
You know when I first started to realize I was getting old is the Grubhub guy came and said, yeah, you have the same name as that comedian. I said, George Lopez, yeah. I said, I do. I said, I do have the same. I get that a lot. He goes, yeah. All right. Thanks for adjusting your tip. Sure.
Yeah. Hey, George,
looking dead at me. Hey, man, you got the same name as that comedian.
Hey, George, I remember the last time you came here, or one time you came to visit us, and you were saying how your wax figure, how you was like, man, I don't even look like my wax figure anymore.
My wax figure's 50 years old.
Oh, my watch says that I'm in a loud environment because I'm laughing so hard over here.
Oh, you know what? If I took my wax figure out, I think Chris Hansen would come out and go, "Hey, leave that boy alone." All right, I don't know what you're trying. You're free to go. Hey, I get in that driveway. It's me.
What are you doing?
I'm Chris Hansen. I bought a pizza.
Yeah, you come
with some Mike's Hard and a pizza.
With some Mike's Hard lemonade.
Mike's Hard lemonade.
Hey,
and some brittle.
So what do you do if you're not? Well, hell, you're working all the time, man. I mean,
still, yeah.
Lopez versus Lopez.
But I mean, I think I can see the
comedy.
I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Really?
Yeah. Or either this light coming to get me, but I can see.
Or as Arsenio said, it's a train.
Somebody said, I don't think you could retire because I think you love working too much. I'm like, I don't think so. I think I can retire. I think this is going to be, we're doing the Dolby 2 nights. And I think it's funny, man, because, when you start as a comedian, you want to do specials, and then you acquire them, and this is the last special.
You think so?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Damn. So 2 nights at Dolby, September 28th. I know we've been giving tickets away as well. But you feel like that as far as like specials. Like if you get the bug, you'll still get on stage.
Yeah. I mean, but you get older, man. It's harder to remember the stuff.
Really?
You get older, and then in all honesty, you're fucking rich. Why go up?
You're like, I don't need this
shit.
But
no. But I mean, it's the one thing when people have gone and I've moved and you haven't seen people a long time, they've been around you. The one thing that has never kind of left is the sense of humor.
Right.
The fact that I could always, entertain myself or write stuff and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. And it's been kind of everything that, I mean, even like, being at Universal, we've been there for 36 shows last night. And now, the Lotero comes, only Mexican show on the lot. The dude's doing elotes, on the side, back behind our stage. Yeah. And then the tours go by and all the people from, Universal. I saw these 2 ladies like this. They were going, it's corn, but they put mayonnaise on it.
Yeah.
And then they
Not
said,
as healthy.
They said, he said, do you think you could take it off with a knife and put it in a cup? And the guy's like, no, we don't. You got to eat it from the ear or don't eat it at all. He's like, no, we don't. We don't.
God.
No.
Hey, George, but you really see the sunset? Like, man, I can, wow. Yeah, but how many years professionally? Not even trying to get into it. How many years are you professionionally?
I would say, I still did. I was in high school in 79, June 4th. But then I think also maybe Arsenio was in 89.
Wow.
So I would say I did the Tonight Show in 91 and then, hit a bit of a rough patch at the late 90s. And then in 2000s, that all kind of took off.
Man, yeah, bro.
You know what's crazy is that, when I did the Tonight Show in 91, Johnny Carson used to have this presidential Rolex that he would wear, and I bought his Rolex.
The or one like it?
The one.
Wow.
So the night I did the Tonight Show, he was wearing the Rolex that I have.
You still have it now?
No, it's in my house, yeah.
Okay, and then you got Richard Pryor's chair?
Chair, I have ashes.
Damn.
Yeah. Did I tell you a story about my grandmother and Richard Pryor? So my grandmother, didn't want to be cremated, but, I'm in charge.
Right.
Because my grandmother was, everything kind of to me. And then when she passed, I cremated her because I don't think I could have been without her. So I buried some and I have some because I don't know, it's weird. But I couldn't be without her around.
Right.
So then, I used to watch Richard Pryor in like 79, 8 all day, all the time. And my grandmother would say, no te enfades ese negro. You don't get tired of watching that? And didn't like Richard Pryor. And then when, Richard Pryor's widow, Jennifer, gave me a bracelet that has some remains of Richard Pryor in the bracelet. And then I went and put Richard Pryor on top of my grandmother.
All right.
So that way she learned. ¡Ay, quita ese negro! Get him up. Me está picando con el palo en my back.
Hey, man, she looking up like, oh, my God, that's him.
¡Ay!
Man.
El cochino.
Hey, man, with comedy now, George, is it different now, too? Because you see now, and I mean, it's today's market price. People are cutting the line a little faster. People, you can get on social media. You don't have to do the clubs do the runs and everything, man. Do you feel like comedy is different? And even the cancel culture, just the way things are looked at now?
Yeah, if people say like, oh, hey, it must be difficult to be a comedian, you have to say, no, I mean, you have to shoot whatever shot you have. I mean, you can't. I mean, not after this long. Like when Trump got shot at, I said, he's trying to get the Latino votes because he got shot and went to work the next day.
Right. Yeah, I'm all right.
He's like, hey, I took a bullet. Well, how come you got a Kotek on your ear, eh? I was shot at.
Hey, man, do people come at you for? Do you get like a little bit more now than you did before? Because now you got the device, people can access you right through your phone.
Oh, yeah, 24 hours a day. But with some comedians, you get like, hey, you're not funny, or you're washed up, irrelevant. I get more of the death threats than I would say.
Damn.
There was a dude in Miami, Caesar Sayak. He lived in a white van, and he was kind of a weightlifter. And they found him with pipe bombs in his van, and he had the names of 100 people. I was on the list of people that he wanted to blow up. And then it was in the news and all that. And D.L. Hughley goes, "Am I on the list?" I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, if you're on the list, I should be on the list." I said, "Man, you want to be on a list of people to get blown up?"
Right.
I think they can add you to the list. I don't know if you were the original 100, but I don't want to be on the list, but I am. You can have my spot.
Yeah, but they say it's non-transferable, so I can't transfer it to you.
Throwing pipes. If they make a pipe bomb for me, it might not kill you.
Right.
It might be different potency.
Well, DL making some rounds right now, man. With this election year, he probably may be on whoever next is.
Yeah. So then the FBI calls you, and the LAPD and Highway Patrol, Park Services. They get every major law enforcement people on a phone call, and they say, "I'm sure you're aware that your name was on the list. This guy, send you pipe bombs, and we're not sure what's in the mail or anything. So we're gonna say, do not open any suspicious packages that may be delivered to your house." And I was like, and that's it. And I go, "Hello." That was their advice. They all hung up. They were like, I guess
Zoom meeting is now over.
And then I said, a lot of times people drop stuff off of my house, like it might say, "I can't believe it's not butter, but it's chile," or me traes unos ribs or some tamales that are rolled up in foil. Could be C4, could be corn tamales. You don't know.
Hey, George, do you get people that stop by your house? Have you ever?
No, when I lived over here, yes.
Right.
When I lived over here, yeah.
I love how you just pointed. He didn't even
yeah. But there's no there's no kind of, and then the phones and all that stuff. Like there's no boundaries.
Man.
Of anybody that
Yeah, man. Do you feel like the crowd is more demanding now? Like, take a picture.
Yeah. Yeah. You cannot not take a picture. You cannot not take a picture. Especially I said that thing about Erik Estrada. So they'll be like, "Hey, you like Erik Estrada?"
Right? Yeah.
So I had to take a picture with everybody.
Hey, man. So with Erik Estrada, of those that don't know, Erik Estrada years ago.
78.
Damn, he remember that.
That's just the beginning of a grudge. They go, you got to let it go, George. It's almost 50 years. I said, 50 years chingado for Chicano, they're just getting started.
Yeah. And you're like, why do I have to let it go?
Take it to the grave.
Hey, man, but you never know who the next great champion is going to be. And he didn't know that you were going to be the next great champion.
No, and I was at a carnival over here, St. Bromeo, right there on the Cahuenga, Lancashire. I think Mayan was younger. We went over there, and it was like today, like 100 degrees. And I look over, and this fool, Erik Estrada's got a leather, he wears that leather vest in all weather conditions. I thought he's got a leather vest on with, these veneers from a bygone era. And he's going like this, like high noon. I said, "I see you, puto." And he says, "Hey, people said," I said, yeah. I mean, everybody knows that you make fun. I said, "Yeah, so what about it?" And he goes, "You want to take a swing at me?" I said, "I'm not going to hit you, but if you want to hit me, I'll take whatever chips money you have left."
Yeah. Hey, man, and we know residuals get down to the zero.
Oh, no.
Hey, man, I think I heard him tell that story.
Punk ass. You always, you can be a badass in hindsight. He's a hindsight badass. Hey, like he'll tell you the next day, "Hey, man, I should have took a swing. You should have taken a swing." You know what, man? Listen, listen.
Hey, dude.
Allegedly,
that
I'm not a murderer.
Was for real.
Allegedly, I'm not a murderer.
Right.
But I could kill that dude.
Right. Oh, damn.
And go eat at the old spaghetti factory in Marina Del Rey.
Hey, man.
Got some more wine and some garlic bread.
That's that Machiavelli. I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Listen, man, don't put. Hey, I haven't seen that dude, but I'm preparing.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude, that punk ass was the realest.
I never say punk ass, but, and people are like, listen, disrespect goes a long way. Maybe people don't remember that Shaq went up to David Robinson when Shaq was like in high school and asked him to take a picture with him or autograph. And David Robinson said no. And when Shaq was a rookie in the league, he elbowed David Robinson behind the ear, laid him out flat.
Yeah, man.
Knocked him out during the game because of the autograph. You remember all those things.
Hey, man, I remember Fred Rogan from Channel 4 News and NBC News. He played me off. Man, I got on air one day and let his ass have it. Now we cool. You know what I'm saying? We in the same building and everything, but oh, my God.
Yeah,
man.
Same thing with Fritz Coleman. Lotto told me, hey, man, don't worry about how hot it's going to get.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, Fritz tonight, he's the weatherman.
The weatherman with an attitude. You know what, man? Don't worry about how hot it's going to be. Yeah. Why should I tell you? I'm telling everybody else. Did I tell you?
Watch the program.
So that. And, and that kind of angers from another place.
Right.
And now people don't have it. Like kids don't have. Mayan doesn't. She's not mad at anything, And I still have it.
It's true.
I still have it.
You're like, yeah, my daughter don't. She's not mad. I even want to try to tell her to be mad.
No, they're all happy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But so I think that whatever I am, I'm going to be until.
Yeah. You're like, why work on it now?
Yeah, I mean,
he was like,
I'm having fun. I mean,
you're like, I can live with me. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like when you move it, like when I moved into the house, this dude had these trees that he hadn't cut in a long time, and the trees were in my yard, and then I didn't feel like I needed to tell him I was going to trim my trees
because it was hanging over
my yard, and they were in my property, and then the guy. He calls my Clarice, assistant, says, I need to talk to George. And I said to Clarice, hey, trees are cut. Tell that dude not to come over here. Like, it wouldn't be wise, And then 2 days later, he sees me pulling the driveway. I see him. He's walking over, and he's like, I think I always said whenever it's going to go down. Can I help you? That's what Chicano, like, get ready. What can I do for you?
Yeah.
And he says, hey, I'm a little disappointed that you cut your trees and you didn't. I said, you are? You're disappointed that I cut the trees that are in my yard? He goes, well, your guys had to come into my yard to get it. I said, no, it's not true. I said, how do you know that? And then he said, I just wish you would have had more consideration. I'm like, you know what, man? One more word about that, and I'll cut half the tree down and let you look at that, or put Mexicans in the tree, and we'll cut a branch a day. So you decide what. And this guy has his face like a gas, like
to the camera, George.
And then I threw something in there like didn't make sense. I said, I didn't buy this house so I could be your friend.
hey, dude, that's when you go in the house like, what the hell is that?
I was all shaking. I didn't buy this house so we could be all friendly.
Imagine.
Hey, man,
I think he's mafia.
I'm like, I was all shaking inside. But he moved.
Long story short,
he moved.
He moved. The end.
But and then one Saturday morning, you had the garage open, and my garage has a lot of stuff in it, and you see a Chicano in the garage looking around, hands on his hips, like anybody else would do.
Yeah.
And there's a man walking down the street, and he stops and he's looking at me. And he turns around, he goes back up the street, comes back with another guy, and now they're both looking at me. And I know that they're thinking, is this dude, is he belong in the garage? It just looks like he doesn't know what he's looking for. And as they got closer, I said, not today, guys. And they looked at each other. What could that mean? And I said, go back to your houses. And I didn't tell them that I lived there. I said, just go back to your houses.
They probably still walked away like,
so
did he live there or not?
And then so they went away.
You didn't hit him with a, can I help you?
I can help you. And then for that, I decided we'll go walk around the streets. And there was a Tercel half in and out of the driveway. And this old white lady comes out and she goes, how many times do I have to tell you not to park your car in my driveway? Me.
Are you serious?
And I was like, sorry, no. Yeah, she told me.
But you weren't parked in her driveway.
I don't drive a Tercel.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have in one day, but
is this where you live at now?
Yeah. How many times do I have to tell you not to park in my driveway?
Oh my God.
I said, listen, lady, I'll take you to that Los Feliz murder house and add you to that list.
Oh my God.
Hey George, are you just getting? You know how when they say, I'm just tired of.
You just look different. I mean, people say like, oh, come on. It's like, hey, when I first bought the house, the gas company dude came, and I opened the gate, and he looked at me. He goes, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I live here." I said, "You're on the outside. I'm on the inside.
Right.
What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Okay, I light the pilot light. All right, well, get in there and light the pilot light then.
He didn't know it was George Lopez?
No.
Damn. That's crazy. George,
Damn.
have you been getting that like a
Whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I know I get it.
Yeah.
I know I get it.
And you
man.
know, maybe a lot of people wouldn't get it, but I mean, it's part of the Karens. It's all those things that make people go crazy. Like they think you don't belong, but then they take it amongst themselves to remind other people that why are you here? You know, what are you doing here?
Damn, I heard that. Jesus Christ.
But I mean, you know,
what do you want?
You just have fun. Yeah. I mean, you have to laugh at it at some point because, you know. And then, you know, I went on JetBlue one time and this lady says, I said, "Could you hang this up?" And she said, you know, this area is for first class passengers. And then I said, "Oh, okay." And then I went to my seat and she knew I was in first class, you know, and she's kind of just looking at me. And she comes over and she goes, I might have misspoken. I wasn't aware. I said, "You know what? I'm going to let you off the hook." And she goes, "Thank you." And she went back and brought me like a double Tito's and soda with a lime. Because I think she knew this dude is going to, he's going to tear in. He's going to tear into me.
She said this area is for first class customers only.
And then she realized who I was, and then she came over and I said, "I'm going to let you off the hook." "Thank you. Thank you, sir."
And no
But I
telling.
mean, it happens all the time. I
Hey
mean,
man, he probably got a 20-minute set at the Dolby on her. Like, yeah, I just thought I want to let you off the hook while we're on the plane.
you know that guy Frank Thomas, that baseball player?
Nah, I don't know Frank
He
Thomas.
does
Google.
that. He does that pill for erectile
Yeah,
dysfunction.
Is he a
Frank
brother?
Thomas.
Yeah, it's a brother.
Yeah,
and
kinda-
Doug Flutie.
Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen that.
So they almost kicked me off the plane because it was
know
it was in
exactly
the
who that
morning.
is.
This is in the morning. I saw him and I go, "Hey, don't be popping any pills. I keep it in your pants, man."
Yeah.
In first class, like 6:45 in the morning. Flight's at like 7:10. I see him in the seat. First thing I say, "Hey, and don't be popping any Wessels here."
Hey man, and when you
that
see him, that's what they do.
Rejuvenex, keep it in your pants.
Yeah, it's like
That lady thought we were fighting. Like she's like, "Is there a problem?" I said, "No, I'm just telling that dude to maintain his erections somewhere else."
Yeah, man.
You know. But I mean, you know,
Hey George, do you still date right now?
no. Oh man, no.
No.
I don't think, you know. I'll say this: if dick tastes like chicken, I'm gonna be over there with those dudes.
I don't know what this means.
I said everything tastes like chicken, but I think I'm out. Whatever the dating, no. I mean, listen, man. I've had a pretty good career, but whoever I meet is trying to change. They're trying to change me.
Yeah. I love this.
Oh man.
You know, when you say something, you have to be a person of your word. I'm like, you know what? I tried to date somebody just this last summer, and no,
Right.
because man, I mean, just kind of deconstructed my whole personality, man. The day after Father's Day, and I was just like, wow, whatever happened to? I thought we were gonna go slow.
Right. Yeah.
And no, so I don't think that.
Really? So you know there's no marriage for you, let alone there'll never be another woman like just living in the house either. Huh?
No,
I heard that.
no,
What about a good one night stand, George?
Yeah, come on.
no, it's not fun anymore.
Oh,
Two
you know
nights.
you've been in the
2 night
business too
stands?
long.
No, you know what? I think when you know, that bottle, you know, it's like, you know what, man? Please, I wouldn't do that. I was to the
You must
lady.
say
You know
something
what?
crazy.
I'm not gonna do that to you. Let's just say we had fun.
Right. I heard. Oh,
I
so
mean,
now, no, so
you get older, it's harder to maintain. You know, it's like, I don't know. I was never good at it in the first place, so I know if I fired it up again. No. Hey, how old is this compressor over here? 61. I'm like, no.
like, nah.
Because you know what? Your erections are directly connected to your mind. And you know, at some point in your head, you're like, man, this has been going on too long. And then, so it's all connected. So, you know, I cannot focus just on that. I'm just trying to get out.
Jesus.
Yeah, so
Christ.
I don't think.
Hey, George, it's crazy because we've known each other for so
long time
that we've just, we've grown together.
But you never see me bring a woman around him. No.
Nah. I only just the queen. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody knows it. Like we were doing Nokia, all those shows. We had chicks in the back of it. And then when Ann was going to come to the show, I would tell those dudes, all right, get a piece of paper and put a big red dot in the middle of the paper, like a big red dot, and put those dots all up and down the halls so that everybody knows that Ann is coming to the show.
Are you serious? Yeah. So you had a routine, like if your wife was coming to you have red dots, so that would let you know that.
And she go, what are all these red dots for? All the Chinese acrobats were here last night. I think these were their dressing rooms.
Oh my God, George.
The tumblers from Taiwan.
Yeah.
Halftime show.
Yeah. You would think
it just looked like Japanese flags up and down the hall.
You would think like, man, I thought they would have got this out here on their loadout.
I mean, to her, everybody's like, everybody's like a slut. To all those sluts do it in the green room. I go, oh, that's the lady from Live Nation and Mother Teresa and Kamala Harris. Like that. You're like, chingao, man. Everybody's a slut.
Oh man, bro.
Toxicas, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
This motherfucker cheating. He talking, oh, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Everybody's a slut.
Everybody's a slut. You know? Yep.
Hey, George, did you have fun being that guy?
I mean, when I went out
and
did stuff, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did. Because, like one time.
Have you wrote that book yet?
No.
Oh, yeah.
One time, the cab driver, I went to one of Delahoya's fights, and then the cab driver said, they have you and Oscar's name up at Sapphires. I said, strip club, yeah. Okay. I said, they do? He goes, yeah. It says, welcome to Las Vegas, Oscar De La Hoya, George Law. I said, bullshit. He took me over there, and it did. $23,000 later.
Oh, my God.
I went in there, and we were, yeah.
So he dropped you off just to see your name.
And then
you spent $23,000.
Let me go in and thank the general manager.
Hey, man, have you seen Oscar De La Hoya with his clapbacks and have you seen the thong thing?
Man, what's up, man? What happened? Is it
he
blows
having fun.
to the head?
Yeah.
No.
He's having fun, he said.
But he said that everybody wears women's clothes now and then.
Oh, I saw him on Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
And you know what? To his defense, when I did Deuce Bigelow, I did wear a dress. Yeah.
And how was that?
It was something I did at the time. Yeah.
But it was for acting,
you were great in that.
Yeah, and I was wearing boxers under that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was acting.
Yeah, it was acting.
Yeah.
Oscar, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, Oscar's kind of been, kind of hard to nail down all these years. I mean, I love him, man. I mean,
respectfully.
Respect. An idol, but Golden Boy, and then the woman that he's with. I mean, they're together all the time.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. I think.
But you know what, man? If he found her and they're happy,
they moved to Vegas.
It don't mess my night up.
No. I mean, God bless them.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Maybe I'd go easy on the forehead with the shots, with the injections.
Hey, dude, you don't know how to not. You know what I'm saying? Like you try to pull back and reserve yourself.
Those aren't his cheeks. That was like after the Felix Trinidad fight. Just a little raised up a little bit. A little rougey like violet.
Oh, man.
But, six-pack.
The abs.
The abs
he told me straight up he paid for the abs.
He paid for them.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever gotten any kind of work done?
Yeah, I had my note. No. Just some, I think, peels, because I'm on those acne.
Right.
Yeah. Just enough for people to still fuck with me. Back to Mexico, crater face. I don't know if you've seen me recently. They're not as bad.
Right? Yeah.
Just enough to keep that avenue open.
Oh, so you read the comments.
Let's not close that vein off yet.
Right here.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
George,
the idea that
what is wrong with you today?
I don't know. The idea that somebody could just spend their life being that's really. If this is what's really in people's hearts, man, it's sad indictment of us as people. Oh, yeah. That X or whatever is really, you look at it, there's way more negativity and hate on than there is anything positive.
Yeah.
I mean, and you live one time, and you just need to see somebody who's sick or going through something, and you realize how fragile everything is. Like, one day, you get news, and then, so the idea that anybody would just spend their time being negative to somebody that they don't know is... negative to people that, family,
Yeah,
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, grandma, during the comedy.
So, but the idea that you would, rally or whatever Trumpers or all that stuff, like all those things.
Hey man, do you look at social media? Do you look at comments or do you?
No.
Right.
I used to, but then I don't think I need to. Like I have that guy, that does DLs doing mine, and I don't look at X or Instagram or any of that stuff.
Really though?
Nah.
I heard that, so you kind of checked out of that too.
Yeah, but I can't see it. I refuse to increase the font on my phone,
right?
So I can't see. I can't see shit on my phone.
Hey, George,
and when you get older, you can't see unless your mouth is open. You be like,
yeah, man.
Oh, there it is. I got.
Hey, man.
You close your mouth. Somebody open your mouth.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't need no damn glass. I need to open my mouth.
Anybody that puts gas is like that. They're looking at horror.
Or you got to find your distance. Like my wife, she's saying, baby, I need glasses. And, you got to find your distance. So now she's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
does anybody know that in your car you have that little gas pump, and whatever the arm of the pump is, the left or the right?
Yeah.
Does anybody know that? Yeah.
That's the side that your gas tank is on.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Right. You talking about how it have like just that little arrow?
The little arrow.
Yeah.
Or where the nozzle is on the little gas icon.
Yeah, and it'll tell you like if it's on your left or your right.
Put your Mercedes Benz. I don't even know where the gas cap. You ran out of gas again? I can't find that little thing.
Got to keep taking it back.
The little oil to put the gas in.
Yeah, I'm here to get some gas. Like,
yeah. But I mean,
gas station.
yeah. But I mean, I think no more. I think no more watches, no more houses, no more cars. I think you buy stuff when you get older. It's like there's no need for it. I tried to, I've never really had a cat since I was like a teenager.
Oh no, George.
So I went to go.
George, don't.
I went to go rescue a cat.
Oh, nice.
And they turned me down. Because they thought I was too old to have a little kitten. They were like, "Who's going to take care of it?" I said, "I am." Well, I mean, what about in 3 years when you're not around? I'm like, "What?"
Hey, George.
I said, they came and looked at my house and everything. Like, no. I said, no.
George,
and if I were you, I'd get some rails on the stage. No, they turned me down for a kitten, man, because they said I was too old.
Oh my God. You could go out and buy a gun, but you can't get a kid.
But you know what's crazy about that is
they said no, and they told me, they said, "Oh, we just didn't think it was a fit." No, at your age, we decided it's not a good risk for the kitten.
A risk for the kitten?
Yeah.
That's already sick.
We'll euthanize this kitten before we give it to you.
I said, so he's better off in the pound that he's with me? Yes.
George,
young people work there.
They came to the house
and turned me down. Oh man! And when they come to
judging you. Are you serious? And you would think, man, that you hear so much about rescues and the pounds are overcrowded, and that you would think for someone that came and said, "I would love to take a cat."
Did you show them your net worth?
Yeah. Yeah, Google that.
I don't think they care.
Yeah.
And I've rescued a lot of dogs.
Right.
Sometimes they say that they know that they're being rescued. Like, I don't know how I started to, I think, look at the videos of dogs that were left behind, or, people didn't want them anymore, so they leave them, and then they're really mean, and then they show them some affection, and then at the end of the Hope for Paws video, they're running in a tutu in the backyard. They're completely different. The guy has a rolled up towel. He's trying to touch a dog. And then in 20 minutes, he has a tutu with a little thing, and it's kissing everybody. Same dog. Yeah. So I said, I'll start to rescue dogs, and I've given a lot of them. I've given them a lot of them away, but I'm not sure what they were used to be eating. So I would give them some like boar's head, like turkey.
Hell, I'll go for that.
And I gave this I think it was a Chihuahua like Basenji, and I gave him some boar's head turkey, and the look on his face, if he had a hat, he would have taken it off. He would have said, "Thank you so much." On behalf of myself and the other rescues, this ham is it's beyond. Thank you. I don't know if we'll ever get a chance to thank you for rescuing us, but for the ham,
thank you.
Hats off.
Have a little British accent by then. This was delicious.
I think I speak for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Like, the one with no eyes and everybody.
You treat him nice.
Yeah. I have a Chihuahua with no eyes. Yeah. It's like this dog's got to be 23. You know, it had you know where the eyeballs go white. And Latinos that are listening out there, hey, when your dog has eyes that are white, that's not something to be like, míralo. No, you can't see. You know, they're like, mira, his eyes are white. Let me see. Bring him over here. So this dog that I've rescued maybe 12 years ago, it's got to be 22 years old.
Right.
And it had a mass on the chest and bulging eyes, you know. And I took it to get the eyes removed and the mass taken out. And the vet said, do you have any idea how old this dog is? I said, do you? He says, yeah, this dog is maybe 20 to 22 years old. I said, yeah. And you're going to have the surgery? I said, yeah, I want to have the eyes taken out. So, because they'll pop, you know, so now they're, you know, closed, but healthy. And the guy, if he had a hat on, would have said, God bless you. Most people would put the dog, He said to me, most people would put the dog down. I said, well, most people would adopt the cat, but they wouldn't give him to him. But, so I got to keep the ones I have alive. This might be the last time I see any dog. I'm sure it's not getting a puppy, so 22 is like, hopefully they'll die on the same day. One visit. But
hey, man,
you know,
can you imagine if you saw somebody like, yeah, we got to report our cat stolen. Like, who do you think stole it? Looked like it was George Lopez.
Yeah.
All right.
There's going to be a cat in the house one way or another.
Right. You're going to be the coolest cat.
And
you got Boar's Head. You got
Boar's
Head Ham in there.
Yeah.
Have you been to any Dodger games?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't gone.
Really? How do you feel about that Shohei Ohtani coming in? Man?
I mean,
that dude is doing what
amazing, right?
Yeah, bro. They did a bobblehead night, bro, and those bobbleheads went quick and selling.
But you know what, man? I mean, listen, man. Dodgers are $1 billion business. Why give bobbleheads to the first 40,000 people? Man, listen, man. This is Los Angeles. Yeah. Give everybody a bobblehead.
Yeah, man.
Y'all see how Puig's not there anymore to take 25 off the top? Yo, I ran into Puig. I went to the game on Puig bobblehead night. Yeah. He had 20, and his cousins behind him had about 40 each walking to their cars. Lo que es uno, Jorge. Yeah. You get one. You get the shoulder up. I mean, they had
side hustle,
ransacked all the bobbleheads.
The side hustle,
and so everybody should get bobbleheads, not just the first.
Hey, dude, because they had people waiting in line for like 8 hours. Then it was like Disneyland when they dropped the rope. Man, it looked like you just ran. Yeah, and whatever you can, I don't know how they distribute them out, but it looked like they just dropped the rope.
I mean, yeah, it's Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers.
Yeah, man.
You get Ohtani, and I mean, it's unbelievable, right? Maybe the best baseball player.
Yeah. That dude, man, he lived up to the hype. Yeah. It seemed like I'm hearing more about him as a Dodger than as an Angel.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that's maybe true or not, I think the Dodgers play like computer ball. I think they say that, they go by the statistics. So it's not, I would say, well, I couldn't say it's not really baseball, but you're playing the numbers and not playing the game like swinging free. If the higher percentage that a guy would move the runner along, you're going to play the odds. Or if the odds say to pull that runner out and put another guy in.
Gotcha.
So they play computer, which is almost like playing chess versus playing baseball.
Yeah. Damn.
Analytics. It's always
analytics. So I don't like analytics. I like
he looked tired, get him out.
I like baseball, yeah.
Yeah, he looked tired, get him out.
So they say.
Take a chance.
Yeah. And I think that's why when they get to the playoffs, they don't really do as well because it's you're doing the number. You don't have the ability to change directions. You're going by what's on the sheets.
As opposed to just making a quick move. Yeah. Believe that. Hey, man, you're being on tour now. How many dates are you doing, George? Because we know you're doing Dolby Live.
Yeah. After Dolby, I'm not sure. Maybe till the beginning of the year.
Oh, so I'm
doing your thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. We got him in December.
Oh, nice.
But I'll wait till the new year because of the show and all that stuff. And I did all the summer, man. And it's tough to, even if you go and come back. But with the show now, 36, you try to get the back 9 and all that stuff. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna.
And that's on Lopez versus Lopez.
Yeah, do
Congratulations
this.
on another season,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How has
People
that
love it.
relationship been with you and your daughter, bro? Because now, she's a star, she's a boss, you know what I'm saying? And it's still daughter, but that's a co-worker and an owner as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been able to, mend the difference that we had. And like we did scenes last night and she did scenes without me and stuff like that. And just really proud of her, really excited for her.
Did you ever think that you and Mayan would be here? Wow.
No, never. No. And off of TikTok. Like, off of
what do you mean?
Mayan did a TikTok about a guy making fun of her mom because I guess I cheated on her mom. And then the guy did like a retaliation video of the kidney and then all that stuff. Like, and Mayan went back and did a duet about, getting the money and all that stuff, So, and Debbie Wolf, the creator of Lopez vs. Lopez, one of them, saw it and pitched us the idea for the show.
Wow.
And it was hard in the beginning. It was hard, man. Like,
yeah, I can.
Like in the beginning, the way that they described the relationships really, kind of toxic. You're trying to do all this stuff. And when they hung up the phone, I said, man, this has got to be animation because people don't talk like to people like this I said, Family Guy, American Dad,
right,
South Park. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
I thought it was animation. I said, it's animation. They said, no. And it's been kind of geared down. But, last night we did a story about how the Latinas in families have to do all the work, like the boys don't do anything. And then they're the ones that, like clean the house and watch your brother.
Plates, do this,
and then the mom caters to the brothers and then the sisters and the women come secondary. So we did a show about that last night. I mean, it's pretty good when you can do that.
Hey, man, when you see just the relationship as well, bro, that's got to be something different for you because you've had some great shows, some great co-hosts, co-stars, but is this different when you're working with your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, every day that we work together, I see her the day she was born. I see her at 2 years old. I see her at 5, 7, 10, 15 to 20. We didn't see each other, so that's blank. Right. But I mean, for the most part, I see her growing up in front of my eyes when I look at her.
Do you ever think about like the time that you missed? Can you see like, man, I'm glad I'm having this time now too?
I mean, where we come from, man, like you just kind of get rid of people. If instead of apologizing or owning up to your mistakes, you just get rid of people. Like you never see them anymore, or you never talk to them because you can't apologize, or you can't say, I was wrong. I'm sorry, I did this, and and we expect it to be like, okay, now we can talk again. They're like, no, I'm still hurt.
Like you older, or let's just go from here.
So we lose a lot of time with people because of that. Like nobody ever teaches us how to apologize or how to say, I'm really sorry, I hurt your feelings. I wasn't aware. Or whatever.
And that's not how you grew up.
That's not how I grew up. I remember one time my grandmother, we were at the market in the Granada Hills, and she goes, this way, and I was like, what? She goes, my sister's over there. I was like, your sister? I know you had a sister. And I went down the aisle and looked at her. She looked exactly like my grandmother, maybe 5 years younger, and they hadn't talked in 40 years, and they lived less than half a mile from each other.
Oh Lord!
And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I mean, you don't know. Shut up. So. I mean, there was right there, my grandmother's sister, close enough that they.
And she said, this way.
This way. Then she didn't want to see her.
Wow.
Have you been through therapy, George?
Yeah, I've been through it. The same guy.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Same guy for like 20 years. Yeah. I've been. Have you?
Yeah. And it's a trip, man. Sometimes you don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And we also just black and brown, bro. We always been, and just men in general.
Yeah.
It's always been, suck it up. You got to be harder. Don't cry about it. Don't, and we build up these representatives, man, that's not your authentic self.
Yeah. Because, you're always like just a little off the top of being upset with somebody, especially Latinos, you bump into a guy or, he moves and you bump into him. He looks at you like they're always just one click.
That 0 to 100 is very
from going off on people, and that's like you don't want that, man. I mean, you don't want to live like that, like with all that anger that only hurts you, like nobody else. Nobody else even knows that you're upset with them.
Hey, man, I know that there's greatness when it comes to being you. You understand who George Lopez is? The actor, author, comedian, just everything that comes with George Lopez. And people probably think they want that. But is that sometimes the gift and the curse?
Man, it's hard to say. I would say yes. I mean, it's 24-hour. It's a 24-hour.
Yeah.
A 24-hour thing, you know. So pictures or whatever, you know, wherever you go, you know, 24 hours a day. But you know what? I do it, man. And I think every day you look at the appreciation of what you've been able to accomplish. Like, I mean, I saw Chico and the Man in 1973, and then it kind of inspired me. I did my first show, and then you come back to another network 20 years later. I'm the guy that did it first. I'm the guy that did it second.
Right.
So Freddie Prinze was such an idol of mine. And this year, October 18th, when we premiere, we're going to premiere at the same time spot that Chico and the Man had when I was growing up and watching Sanford and Son and Chico and the Man. So,
you know what's so crazy about Freddie Prinze, man, is for those that do know, dude was like 22 when he killed himself.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was like he was such an icon or on his way to being something great. But think about if any of us in the room was gone at 22, what we couldn't have accomplished.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. You know, I did that star for him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame because
why was that important to you?
Because, you know, of people forgetting about him and you know, him kind of inspiring me and then that guy said, "Hey, I think we should put you in the Walk of Fame." And I'm like, "Well, you know, I'm not going in until Freddie Prinze goes in." And then he's like, "I think he's in." And he wasn't in. And then, you know, Freddie Jr. was there and the widow and all of Freddie's friends came in from New York. And then Freddie Jr. said, "Hey, my grandma wants to talk to you," as Freddie's mom. So I talked to her and she said, "Oh man, George, thank you." She called my Freddie. My Freddie, you know, you and my Freddie would have been best friends, and everybody forgot my Freddie except you. And I was like, wow, that, you know.
Hey man, but you did the same thing with recognizing Richard Pryor as well, with the statue and making sure that Peoria represented. You know what I'm saying? When anybody else could say, you know, I got my accolades.
They wouldn't have done it. No. And you know, I don't even
people
know
talking about
why.
that statue for years, bro.
Yeah, and I don't know why I did that. I just think it was. I mean, I wouldn't do it for my family members,
right?
I mean, but I do it for them.
Hey,
I think when you're kind of a little bit lost, you know, and you connect to things that mean something to you as you grow up, and if you come out on the other side, you have to respect the guys that you kind of tied yourself to. Like I knew Richard Pryor, I'd been to his house, all that stuff. I never would have imagined that I would have eulogized him at his funeral or been able to go and visit him when he wasn't feeling well. Or in 91 when I didn't know him, that I went and satellite radio had just started. I went to Best Buy and bought a satellite radio for him and 2-year subscription, and I had it delivered to him because I knew he was going to be bedridden, and he didn't know me, and I did that for him back in 91.
Hey man, why was it so important to respect the OGs, and do you feel like the OGs get respected today?
No, I don't think they do, but for I mean, it's a different time of like respect, you know, of you know, nobody was saying who the best comedian was back then. It was they were just working.
Doing their thing.
They didn't say is George Carlin better than Richard Pryor, or Cheech and Chong better than so and so. You know, nobody said that. And now, you know, you have to be the best, or you have to be, you know,
or then there's always a competition.
Yeah, it's no competition.
Right, man. Is that a reason why too? Why you just, you know, Frank Sinatra, do it my way, and
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty close to getting out, you know, and it's been a pretty good thing. I've had a couple bumps along the road, but for the most part.
Hey, George, the night when you walked off the stage, could you see yourself ever doing that? And what was the reason behind that? Because I think I understand more so why you walked off.
First of all, there's a lot of people in that room, and it was in a place where that casino hadn't been there for a long time. So I think when it's there for a long time, people kind of know how to behave a little bit. You know, they've been to shows before.
Right.
This was kind of a brand new one at Central Valley. A lot of farm workers and a lot of, you know, people that may not always go to shows and stuff, or not know that at a comedy show you kind of have to pay attention. It's not like music.
Right.
So there was before I even went up, there was a lot of talking. They're throwing some people out before, and when I went up there, man, like they say, "Hey, we love you" and all that. But yeah, in the beginning, and then, you know, if I can't be heard, you can't speak over people that are yelling, and then they're drunk and people are getting thrown out, and just try to get their attention. You know, like 4 times, you know, I stopped, stood there, said, "Hey, you know, I can't work if you guys are going to be interrupting me or talking and stuff like I'm you know, there's no reason for me to be here." So they just got worse.
Hey man, and it's crazy because all they need nowadays, man, they don't need the people getting kicked out prior to, people being, already being disrespectful. Then by the time you get on stage, you're like 4 or 5 times. All they need is that little piece of you saying, hey, thank you, and you leave it, and then you become the ass.
And it was halfway, I was halfway in. It's like, man, I mean, I'm trying, and it's you can't speak over things. Right. So, also, I take a lot of responsibility, but there's some responsibility there that, that they didn't, have people, there to worry about how people behave, or if you buy a ticket, it doesn't mean you can just yell out or talk or be overserved in the room. So I mean that that was that. So I told the dude, hey, we're out, man. And then you get like a bitch move like Paul Rodriguez going over there to do a show at that casino, to be like, I'll do a show without any drama, like to undermine me. Oh, so he went over there.
I didn't catch that.
And did a show for free, which of course, even for free, it's too much. That
they had to pay to see
that he would go over there on like my issue with them and say, I'm going to do a show over there for free and show you what a show's like to have no drama. You have to have people in the showroom in order for there to be hecklers. I don't know if Paul is aware of that.
Oh, man.
It's been a long time since you've had people.
Hey, man.
And lose that little fucking chim hat, bro. That shit went out.
Had you and Paul not been cool?
Never.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, never.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, I don't think you have to be cool with everybody. I mean,
right,
it's like boxers. Some boxers dislike each other.
Right. There's some people just
early on, very disrespectful to me in my career. And then, this happens. And we tried to, I don't know if we ever tried to be friends, but,
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the relationship with you and Fluffy was either, but I see that you guys did the award show
cool,
together.
Yeah.
And I don't remember like anything crazy.
No, really not. I mean, he said that I didn't like that he did an impression of me. I don't care. I think it's pretty cool.
But you had him on. Y'all did
He did the show. Yeah, we did the Golden Globes. He did my show, and I saw him last week with Carlos Santana's show. So yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, man. Nice. So
it's cool. He's a nice guy. I mean,
he did Lopez versus Lopez as well, bro.
Good dude. Yeah. I mean, he's done incredibly well. I mean, God bless him. I think it's great.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy. Like you say, you don't have to get along with people.
No.
And then my thing is, I'm like, if we don't rock with each other, we just don't rock with each other.
Yeah, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I go in I go in and just go out. I mean, I was kind of always that way. I just go in. Doing
and you know what I noticed about you too, George, being a guy that sit in the audience and also a guy that see you backstage. You got the most quiet backstage area though. You'll go back there and it's almost like a funeral viewing. Where but it's and it's not a gang of people.
No.
And then you'll clear the room. And then you'll come out in a black suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, how many black suits do you think you've owned?
80 maybe.
Really?
I got one for you. When I hang it up, man, you say,
man, I got Chinte, I got Vicente, some of his charter suits.
Yeah.
I would love one of your black suits,
one of the
bro.
game worn,
Yeah.
With the shoes that go with it.
Hey, man, I remember that one time, dude, and I told this to a buddy of mine by the name of Darman. I remember one time you said that you had taken not a Xanax. It was something that you took to go to sleep.
Some Ambien.
Ambien. That's it.
Hey,
100%.
listen, you can't get Lunesta anymore. You can't get Ambien. Lunesta was the one with like a butterfly, and it made into a blanket at the end.
Right.
Tiger Woods was driving barefooted in Florida. He got pulled over by the police. He said, I'm going to a tournament in California. Right, they're like, dude, you and your opiates, pull over, barefooted.
Do you remember the Ambien story you told me?
Man,
do you remember the one you told me?
Yeah. I mean, I took it maybe 2.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm in my suit, and in my head, I have a show at 9.
Yeah,
I took a shower. I thought I was backstage in Las Vegas at the Hilton. And I got dressed. And I had my suit on, and I opened the door, and Ann was right there, and she goes, where are you going? I said, I got a show downstairs at 9. And she's like, what? And she stood in front of me. She's like, hey, you're at home in L.A. You're like, you don't have a show in Vegas. I'm like, you know what? I'll be right back. Just an hour. And they said, no. Like, look around. Like, I thought I was in Vegas. I don't know where I was going to go.
Hey, dude, he got dressed. At least you knew that thought you was in the suite. You was just going to walk.
I was going to walk downstairs, all fresh.
Hey, man, do you want to?
Oh,
Started hearing the music.
low rider, that's the doorbell.
Yeah. Hey man, can you imagine if you would have made it downstairs and you would have like looked and like, dude, I didn't sell this place out.
Man,
No one showed up.
hey, tell them to turn the lights down.
Lights down.
But you know, a lot of people, man, a lot of people wigged out on that stuff. On that.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I
crazy.
literally watch documentaries where people say, you know, like they're in prison talking about how they woke up and didn't know that they, you know, did something to a family member.
You know, back in the day.
At least you just got dressed to go do a show that we all love.
Yeah, I mean, if a pill had a side effect, they didn't release it. You know, we're having trouble. You know, there's side effects now.
Oh my God,
the idea that people take Ozempic or whatever was a fluke off of it being for diabetes,
Right.
Insulin, and then as a side effect, people were losing weight.
Right.
So now it became its own thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And when you look at commercials now, bro, when you hear the don'ts and the man, I'm like, man, sometimes some of that stuff give you more than the actual pain or whatever you're doing it for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
man.
lost 34 pounds. Can you tell?
I didn't think you had 34 pounds to lose. I must not have saw you. So
yeah.
Get it?
yeah, what did you do?
It's a little bit of the shot, a little bit of the pipe. A little bit of
Like an Ozempic shot?
yeah. No, I mean,
and what pipe, George?
I'm a what pipe. I can buy them in the grocery store.
Right.
The swap meet. I get mine at Santa Fe swap meet.
Right.
As a little place for water.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it was time to lose weight. I think when you get older too, you know.
How's your health though? Like,
Good.
you know, the kidneys.
Yeah, good. Almost 20 years. 19 and a half years. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy, bro.
It's wild.
Do you still have to get tested and everything?
I go twice a month to get infusions of medicine.
Okay.
But over the years, the medicine has changed.
Yeah, it's gotten better.
Yeah.
Really though, man. What's a bad day? Or do you still have the bad days?
Sometimes you get like pains in the joints, aches in the joints. But you know, the medicine that it's gotten better over the years.
Right.
So it's pretty good now. And the doctor that is my doctor is like a scientist, and he said that in the future they'll have a chip, and they'll put the chip in your body, and the chip will act as your kidney.
As you need it. Wow.
It'll do the job of a kidney.
Did you think when your kidney situation was going on, did you think that was a death sentence?
Um,
And because you worked, George,
Yeah,
and
I
you
worked
didn't
that
let
thing.
nobody know.
no, I thought maybe it might be. You know.
Did you think you'd be here 20 years later?
No.
Like when you, oh yeah.
And not like this. I mean, my numbers are pretty much the same as when I left. I mean, you know, watch really closely. But I mean, over the 20 years, I mean, there's been biopsies and ups and downs along the way. But for the most part, healthy.
Does anyone tell you don't work? Like, because you work.
Um,
And then what are you working for?
Yeah, that's another thing. I think, you know, I think it's just kind of been the thing with me to work. But I could see winding down. I mean, this show would be great if it went, you know, past 100 episodes, and then I'd be able to.
And then let it be.
Yeah, then just
syndication.
Yeah,
and But you see, in some shows now, they don't even have to get the 88 or 100, and they get in syndication. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. And TV, it's so much of it, you know, so much. But I think for us, and like I've never been a beneficiary of a good time spot, you know. So Friday, Reba McEntire's show is at 8, and then us, and then 2 hours of Dateline. So I mean, that's pretty much, you know, for people my age.
Hey man, is it crazy though, George? Like that you get another season with Lopez versus Lopez when there's so many channels and so many streaming services, and everybody is on demand right now.
Yeah.
We just view things different.
Yeah. I think, you know, for me, network was, you know, and especially NBC, because, you know, you watch NBC growing up, you know, the Tonight Show and all that stuff.
Everything landed there. Cosby Show.
It's a
different
world. In manifesting, if whatever people desire, you can manifest. I think the things that I ever thought of have happened. You know. Yeah, I saw the president of NBC like 22 years ago in New York, and he was the president back in the day. And I said, my dream was always to be on NBC, and he said, well, maybe one day you will. And,
wow.
I mean, it had been, you know, I was at ABC, but my dream was always to be at NBC.
And now,
yeah.
Is that crazy though?
And those trams go by. You know what's crazy is that you know me for a long time. San Fernando, 8 miles from here. That people yell your name and then you wave at them and stuff, but you know who you are inside, like San Fernando High, San Fernando Junior High, San Fernando Elementary. Grandparents back in that little cul-de-sac over there off the 5 freeway.
Yeah, man.
That you still in your soul.
Yeah,
and that's you. That guy,
and you remember that, huh?
Every day, even though you're responding to him as what the part of that show inside you feel.
Do you ever feel, George? Sometimes that's why you work as hard and been working as hard because are you motivated sometimes or were motivated out of fear?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So and also it's just if you could fly, wouldn't you want to fly forever? Like if Muhammad Ali could have boxed into his 60s, I think.
Right.
Nobody wants to give up the thing they do. So if you could, this is kind of a bit like flying. So if you can fly, why would you not fly?
Yeah. Man, do you enjoy
marijuana? I'm on a flight tonight.
Hey, man, did you see when Danny Trejo got into that fight at that?
Come on, man.
That's my guy.
Ahora machete with a water balloon.
Yeah.
I called him up and I said, hey, fool, let's get some silly string and go over there.
Hey,
we'll shoot up their house.
And you know what's crazy with Danny, man? Danny was on the yard in the 60s. He was in prison in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? And he jumped out that car at 80 and tried to hit dude with the chair. Yeah. I was like, damn.
He threw one of those chairs your mom takes to go watch the kids play soccer. And then they put him on his back, and they put his buddy on his back.
Oh, man,
those dudes were throwing, man.
Yeah, those dudes, they were, man.
Those dudes were young dudes throwing. Like you think, hey, that machete, 80 years old. You could tell when your steps are closer together than you walk with strides. That's when you know that someone is getting older. As you get older, your stride shortens.
Wow.
Then you become susceptible to falling. And when you're young, you're walking with long strides. You're in good balance. And as you get older, people start to shuffle, or their gait becomes shorter, and that's what happens when you get older. And then you fall
because
over.
Even if you look at the video, you'll see that too. And that's my man, 10 grand, bro. I was pissed when I saw that.
They threw acid at me.
Yeah.
In a balloon.
Yeah. Right. In the balloon. Right.
An acid-protected balloon.
Right, yeah. Didn't melt the balloon or mess the balloon up.
That's all Latinos say. Like, hey, come here and talk to you. Man, my brother tried to throw acid in my face when we were 5 years old.
Right.
He did.
Right.
No.
That's always the big one. They tried to throw acid in my face on my birthday. That's why we don't talk.
Hey, George, you don't have no brothers or sisters?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So my thing is, George, like,
no parents, that's a trip, man. No dad. I never met my dad, and my mom lives up in Sacramento area.
Is she still with us?
Hang on. No.
Hold on, let me check
I think so. I think so. I don't really talk to her.
When's the last time you saw
my mom always lived away, and she wasn't the healthiest person, but
right.
My mom could leave the house and come back with a big screen TV with no money. I mean, just like she had the ability to kind of scam or grift.
Mm-hmm.
She would shoplift when I was growing up, and she was not healthy, and so I wasn't, really kind of supposed to be with her in a way because she would let me just do anything,
Right.
And my grandmother was her mom, and she was starting to lose it. And the last time I talked to my mom, I said, why don't you move down here, stay in the house, and I'll give you money to take care of your mom. Spend some time with her before, she passes. And I think it'd be good. And, you can take care of your mom. And, I'll let you have the house. And, you could live here. You go back there whenever. And without ever thinking of it, she goes, no.
Damn. In the next breath or the same breath, no. Hey, George, without knowing Pops and the relationship with moms, and of course the relationship that you've done with your grandmother, throughout your comedy career, how do you find comedy?
I think in that darkness of all that stuff, of those things that kind of made you, hurt you, and then still,
you know how to turn it.
Like one time, I lived over there by the wash, and I jumped between the wall and the fence of the wash, and it's narrow, right, between the LA wash and then the wall of our house. Like I fit in there. I was probably like maybe 8. And then I went across the other side, and then I couldn't get out. So I go back this way. So now the person that lives across the wash is looking out their window and they see me. I'm like this with the fence in front of me and the wall behind me, like I'm stuck. And they called, of course, they call the fire department. So, when they call the fire department, back then, the fire department didn't come. Like the paramedics come.
Oh, yeah,
the chief comes in that red car. He gets out, with a chief hat. And then the fire engines come, the paramedics come, the fire chief comes. And as they're taking me out, my grandfather is coming home from work in his Pontiac Bonneville, and he parks in front of the house, and he comes up to the chief. The chief is with me, and the firemen are there to just pull me out. And my grandfather didn't speak, very much English. And the chief says, he was just a little afraid. We got him out. He's going to be fine. My grandfather looks at me and he goes, métete para adentro, like go inside. So I turned my back, and, he didn't answer to the fire chief. And he used to wear those Red Wing steel toe boots that construction guys wore. He kicked me right in the hole of my ass.
Wow.
Like lifted me off the ground. I wasn't even expecting it. And kicked me. I mean, I could see like almost my belt buckle in front of me, and I went like that. Those dudes that lead the band, like this, or they're all straightened up like this and they're walking. I felt like I don't think I've ever been more upright than when he kicked me. Like I was in the air, and I think I couldn't shit for maybe 3 years.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Hey, man.
Such a sad story, bro.
And back when you could kick a kid with a steel toe.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even call anybody. I went in, I put some warm water on it.
I
I didn't be like, I'm going to kill you one day. Like, hey, man, I got stuck. Hey, I asked for it.
Right.
Like an abused relationship. Hey, I was the one that got stuck.
Call the chief again.
Hey, chief. They would say, you made me kick you.
I made him kick me.
So, of all those things, those things are the shit that's funny,
Yeah.
I sold lemonade, too, on a dead-end street when I was like 9.
How did that go?
Terrible, man.
Oh, man.
I was out there with a little stand. It was a dead-end street. Pendejo. I'm like, business is slow today.
The cars were going to come out of the house.
I thought, somebody was lost. You know how to get to Devonshire? You want some lemonade? No, just trying to find Devonshire. I mean, listen, I was a simple pendejo kid, man. I got a lemonade stand at 2 houses on a block.
That builds character,
right?
It builds
People
character.
get on the freeway like, that kid's
If at first you don't succeed.
a dead-end street with the LA wash by me. I'm a chingao, man.
Oh, man. Oh, George Lopez.
How's business?
Hey, man.
Don't put sugar tomorrow. You just got to waste it. I thought it was just lemon.
You leave with a gallon, come back with a gallon.
Man.
George Lopez
awesome.
in the
Thank you,
neighborhood,
guys.
man. Don't forget George Lopez all the way live, Dolby Theater.
Yes.
Is it 2 nights or is it 2 shows in one night? 'Cause I got September 28th.
One show Friday, one show Saturday.
There it is right
And
there.
the name of the special is called Muy Católico.
And that is?
Really?
That's like when your family sees you having a good time
Wow.
and they look at you and they go, Muy Católico. Like, you like to go to church, but you're drinking, huh?
Right.
Muy Católico.
George Lopez, I've known you for many years. I'm just going to ask you some questions that I want some answers to. All righty. George Lopez, when was the last time you stole something? Or have you ever stole anything?
I stole a lot of things.
Yeah.
The last time I stole something, let's see, in the late 90s, I stole a belt.
From? Like
Place on-
Sears or something?
Place on Ventura Boulevard. Side Devore. I think I had it on, but I knew I had it on.
Yeah. The
it was one of
accident.
those,
The accident.
two belts.
I walked
Two
out with
belts
it.
trick.
The accident. I walked out with it.
And then I left the belt one time, so that evened out.
George Lopez, D-Lo with G-Lo, man. When was the last time George Lopez got pulled over?
Man, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, at the amphitheater, I went to go see Mark Anthony. I did a little bit in front of him, and then afterwards, Mark Anthony started drinking like these Coors Lights or drink some tequila and stuff. And I had that black Porsche. I still have that car. And, I was a little bit maybe over the .08. Man, I wake up .06 in those days. So it's like my window was.
He said,
I wake up 06. My window was very narrow. But I was probably over 0.8, you know. And he said, "You're gonna be all right." I mean, I said, "Yeah." I just had to go down to Carl's Jr., make a right, go to Lancashire, make another right, Moore Park, make a right, Ponca, make a right, and home. And as soon as I got over there by the AM PM where the Panda Express is, you know,
I know exactly where you're at.
Highway Patrol pulls me over. So all black windows, parked, drinking. I roll the window down, and the highway patrolman looks in, sees me, and says, "Have a nice night."
Damn.
And got in and like let me go. And
so he recognized George Lopez.
Pulled off in front of me, and I was like, "Come back." I'm drunk.
like the one night I need you.
I was like, holy man, that guy let me go.
Right.
I was like, wow. I sat there for like 5 minutes. I was like, did this just happen?
George Lopez, the D-Lo, the download with G-Lo. How old were you when you lost your virginity?
It was on 4th of July in 1977.
Ooh.
In a car up at San Fernando Park where we used to play Little League.
And about how old are you at that time?
16.
Nasty ass. Hopefully my kids will listen.
Sucio.
George Lopez, when was your last fist fight?
When I was doing that movie with Edward James Olmos in Las Cruces, and that guy tried to film me without me, like he was a trumper, and he was filming, and I tried to grab him by the throat and take his phone at the same time.
How long ago was this?
7 years maybe.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I heard that.
You went for the throat.
Yeah. If that's what you're going to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to press charge and then it went away. But I was like, hey, man, trying to film me and stuff like that. So
have you ever got into a fist fight with another comedian, like growing up?
In 93, I threw Mencia against the wall at the Laugh Factory.
Damn, Mencia can't buy a break, huh?
No. But I mean, it's,
Why did you do that with Mencia? Was it material or?
Yeah, like 22 minutes of like, he had a one night stand on HBO. I think maybe 18 minutes of it was mine. And that was at that time.
So that's when people, to this day, I was just talking to her about Carlos Mencia, right?
You know what? I was going to throw him over the top at the Laugh Factory. I mean, I grabbed him, whipped him, threw him against the wall, had him kind of up. I went like that, and then Adam's like, "Don't hit him." But I was going to throw him over the rail.
Damn.
At the Laugh
And you said he did 22 minutes and about like 18
yeah,
yours.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I was telling her, I said, man, he gets a hell of a, I said to this day.
Yeah.
I said, even if you go on, I said, he could say, man, it's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, and they be like, oh, did you still have
someone else? Yeah. And I think, kind of being the man in the iron mask, where nobody wants to see you, wherever he's working or whatever he's doing, I think is kind of like the poetic justice for somebody that, had taken a lot of people's material.
Damn.
Like your task is to perform in these clubs and nobody comes to see you.
What about this? Biggest waste of money?
I bought a second house in Hawaii when I didn't need to. I was like $6 million.
Jesus,
waste of money. Yeah.
Were you able to sell
that? And my grandmother, when she was alive, she would say the accordion lessons in 1972. Right. She paid for 10. I only went to 2.
Right. Were you able to sell the house in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Did you get your money back?
Larry Ellison bought Lanai, so it was in the island of Lanai.
Oh,
so Larry Ellison from Oracle bought the whole island.
So your house came in that?
So he bought the island, and then it was a pretty big house. It was really nice. One level, had a theater, an infinity pool.
You could justify it then. Huh?
Beautiful.
Like, man, I'm gonna retire here. I'll be here and relax. I can write.
I get divorced, and then when he bought the island, I said, "Man, I wonder where he's gonna live." And next day, they said, "Here's my offer. You have 48 hours to approve it. No adjustments." And Ann and I were divorced, and Ann was like, "I'll take it." So I didn't even ask me. I guess I'll take it. But I mean, yeah, it was nice. I mean, it's funny, man. Like to have another house and to go over there at some point, it made sense to be able to go. Like it didn't seem like it was a labor. Like I'd be there 2 weeks or 3 weeks, all that stuff. But then at some point, man, like I guess when you work, it just becomes a shorter time.
And you don't get there.
I got a house in the desert. I'd hardly go to.
Really? Well, we'll go. We like to
go ahead. Like the desert.
Bonito.
Let us know. I'll go to the desert for you.
Hey, the first time I bought it was in the middle of the summer. It's like 117 degrees. I said, I'll go over there and just relax. There was nobody in my gated community, right? Just me. And when you're alone, man, and you start to feel like presence of other people, even though they're not there. Like I was in the house, man. I'm like, did somebody just walk by the window?
Oh,
there you go.
And then I went in the house. I go, that curtain wasn't like that. And man, when your mind is playing tricks on you,
I bet.
Oh yeah, bro.
I went outside and there was nobody around, and I went back inside and I sat down. It wasn't even dark yet. And I drove back.
Yeah.
I was all freaked out.
Hey, man.
I'm not going to be here when it's dark.
Hey, man.
I mean, I'm telling you, man.
You're not like the Caucasian people in the horror film. You're like, man.
Eerie.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
It was eerie, man. I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
You had paranormal activity at your home.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been to like a psychic or anything like that, George?
Yeah, we actually believe in a lot of the psychic.
Really?
Yeah. But I was showing somebody last night that, I get this thing where if I get the urge to take a video out of nowhere, I always come up with something.
I remember you showed me something. I remember just
showed you
at
the
the
head?
house too, bro.
Yeah, the one.
And the
I showed you the head?
fireplace and everything.
Yeah, man. It's yes.
But you're comfortable in your house, huh?
Yeah, I think
I left. After you showed me all that stuff in the house, I did like the desert. I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be here when it's dark.
You know what's a trip, man?
Once Michael Bearden left and everybody was leaving from the barbecue,
you got the hell
like,
out of there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to.
We were doing some interviews in the morning over there, and then the woman, the hair, and the other person was there, and their eyes were like this, like they were sitting there, they were like, and then the break, I said, what's the matter? And they go, so I go over there, and you could hear.
Yeah, man.
Somebody walking around upstairs. There's nobody upstairs.
Yeah, I couldn't do that, George.
And then in the hallway, like to the left, they have the stairs that go upstairs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I could feel like when somebody's kind of looking like they don't want to be seen, but they're like that.
Oh, that's a
I
weird
sensed up on the top that there was somebody that was looking down and looking around the corner, and I didn't see him, but I swear it would be like as much as a human is. And then one time, in the middle of the night, sometimes I go to bed early in the middle of the night. I work in the middle of the night, and there was a scarf on top of my bed, and like everything happens at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then that scarf flew off by itself and landed in front of me off the bed, like it just propelled itself.
Do you stay in the house when that happened?
You know what? That I mean, you're laying there. That scarf had been up there for like 2 months, and then it just takes off and lands in front of me. That was one that, yeah. I seen people reflections in. Did I show you the green? I didn't show you the green head, did I? No, the green head.
I don't know. And I remember there was the plate in the fireplace.
The green head I saw. I took a picture of this picture, and in the corner was a perfect square, and there was a green head in there, and it was kind of like this, and that was the one that made me get the house cleaned out the first time.
Really?
And even the lady that
like
went.
The exercise?
Yeah,
like
the lady that came was like, wow, it's an old house. But I would hear footsteps. I heard, good afternoon, like a couple months ago on a Saturday. Good afternoon. And I was like, and it's not from the outside because it's clear.
Right.
From the room that has all the guitars in there, the Van Halen stuff in there, like I think there's a presence in there. And that's where I heard good afternoon.
That's probably.
I think when somebody has a guitar, he gave a couple guitars that were his, and they're in that room. I think that room kind of gets a bit. It's not a big room, but I think it maintains that energy. Do you see things in your house? I mean, have you in life?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, growing up, hell yeah.
So I mean, I think most people may have left the house already. I already told Mayan. I said, Mayan, I'll leave you my house. She goes, I don't live in that house.
Yeah.
Ghost house.
And it'd be like, man, you leave it to me. Best believe it. I'm calling Rhoda the realtor.
There was a lady that was doing some audio in there, was doing an interview, and she went like this, and she said,
"You told me this. Listen to this."
You tell the woman that's talking to we're gonna start to roll, and I was like, there's no woman in the house. She left, and it's like, I hear a woman talking really low. I said, oh.
George Lopez, I want to ask you something, man. I want to put you on a raft. And I've put you on a raft before. You're on a raft, George. You're in the middle of the ocean.
Yep.
You look in the ocean. You see two people floating. You can only pull one person up to save them. You look in the ocean. you see Donald Trump, and you see Erik Estrada. Oh. Who do you pull up, and who do you let drown?
Oh, man, that's...
Go ahead and take those for yourself.
Not to answer?
Yeah.
Yes. Put one up.
Erik Estrada or Donald Trump? You'll pull up Trump? Yep. Wow.
And this is a very good picture of him, too, by the way.
Are you sure?
You know, when you start to lose gums between the teeth, you might even want to eat some like jerky just to fill it in. Not him.
So you let Erik Estrada drown, Trump stays up.
Wow.
I mean, the scenario could be a car is coming at him. Same thing.
Right. Lord have mercy, bro. Man, you know I love you, man. I can't wait to see you at Dolby Theater.
Thank you.
Yep.
September 28th. Is it 27th, 28th, or 28th, 29th? 27th, 28th?
Yeah, Friday,
okay, because I know we were giving tickets away for the 28th.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be
Friday,
great, man.
Saturday.
Yes.
Make sure that we show up, man, because we don't know when we're going to see
Yeah,
George
man.
Lopez
Yeah.
probably. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you won't be
That's
seeing me
special.
like that. Yeah.
Right,
In that thing anymore.
I heard that, bro.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, man. I think it's been a nice, from 2005, America's Mexican, on HBO to now.
And so you recording this is the special.
20 years, yeah.
I heard that with George Lopez. Thank you for coming to
I
the
appreciate you,
neighborhood.
man. Thanks for all that.
Once again, our good friend George Lopez in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.